play drive. It was quick. Interception, and Tim, Trent Dilfer is 6 out of 13 for 67 yards and 2 interceptions.
So looking more like a rookie, inexperienced quarterback today with those kind of numbers.
Now you look at the numbers for Dilfer. He's a very confident second-year player. And today, as you mentioned, may have picked on Lincoln one time too many. First down for the Buccaneers. Jeremy Lincoln, his first interception of the year. Cox stayed outside, and Red had nowhere to go.
Yeah, but the mainframe, 99, Flanagan, is the guy who makes that play by getting into the backfield and just taking the momentum away from Rhett. Doesn't tackle him, but he gets a hand out, and he actually shoved Rhett, knocking Rhett off balance.
With the no huddle, quick sugar huddle, as they used to call it. Second down and 13 after that loss of 3 by Red. Dilfer to run. Head first and crosses the 25-yard line. You can start to see Dilfer hopping around a little back there, not too comfortable, and the feet constantly moving.
Well, he had to hop on that play because the Bears' defensive line did a nice job of collapsing that pocket, caving it in, and Trent Dilfer running around the open field is the thing that makes Sam White wince.
Third down and 7 for the Buccaneers. Dilfer over the middle. Picked off? No, incomplete. Marty Carter thinks he has it, but that hit the ground, and Wanstead is right there with the official pleading his case. That ball hit the grass first. And again, Dilfer had his man wide open and just overthrew Dawsey.
And this is a dangerous throw for a wide receiver to have to bring down because it's too high. It brings him up, and then you see why, because you catch the shot from Jeremy Lincoln.
Good call by the official, no interception. Great effort by Dawsey to just try for it. An incomplete pass in time for Reggie Roby to punt. Jeff Graham is back deep for the Bears.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Marshall. Special teams breakdowns in Cleveland killed the Buccaneers, and they're hurting again today. And for the second game in a row, there's Marshall right there to block a punt. He darn near won the Monday night game because of it.
There's
against
Danny,
Green Bay.
I'm sorry. There's Danny Abramowitz, the special teams coach for the Chicago Bears. He's so excited he's out on the field.
And the Bears are going to go for 2.
He comes from the right-hand side, unblocked, absolutely untouched. That's a mental breakdown because when you don't nick the guy, when you don't touch him, he's going to block that punt.
Marshall is second of the year, and the Bears are going for 2. Trying to make it 24-3. They lead 22-3. Not going to get it. Robert Green is hammered, and Eric Curry brought him down. Nonetheless, special teams play can so often make a difference in a game, as it did last week for the Buccaneers in Cleveland. It's happening again here at home with the Bears.
I got it.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies.
hurt me to see Mom suffering. She always had an excuse not to see a doctor. It's just the way she is. Finally, the stomach pain got so bad that she had to go. Was she relieved when the doctor said Mylanta?
Nothing soothes away heartburn faster than Mylanta liquid. It's the one doctors recommend most, even over prescription drugs for occasional heartburn and acid indigestion.
My doctor said Mylanta.
I just moved in this city, right? And I need a really flexible car. So I leased a Volkswagen Golf. $179 a month. It's great. I sell cappuccino machines. Sometimes I need to move big things. Sometimes I have to move little things, but I always have to move. It's got dual airbags, daytime running lights, and everything fits into it. And it fits into everything. Hey! I have got to cut back on the caffeine.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Is Lionel Hutz guilty of shooting Mr. Burns?
I moved for a bad court thingy.
You mean a mistrial?
Find out on The Simpsons season premiere tonight.
Chicago leading 22-3. Sauerbrunn ready to kick it away for the Bears. And a poor kick out of bounds, and the Buccaneers will get it with great field position at their own 40. Special teams all day, and special teams again a problem for the Buccaneers. Last week, a blocked punt killed them in Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland came up the middle of the field on the rush here, knocks Roby down and out, not out, but blocks it, and then moments ago, the rush comes from the outside with Marshall. And what happens a lot of times with a special team is that punt protection team gets so conscious of having one blocked up the gut last week that they're thinking inside, 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 and then it comes from the outside, and it's another block.
And it turned into a touchdown. And it turns into a 19-point Chicago lead. From their own 40. Dilfer to throw. Picked off again. This time it is Carter. And the former Buccaneer brings it down at the Tampa Bay 36. And this is turning into a nightmare for Trent Dilfer.
When your defense knows that the offense is taking care of business, jumped out, giving you a lead, offense and special teams, you can start to take chances. You can start to make a break on the ball earlier than normal, and that's what Marty Carter does. When Dilfer's arm goes up, Carter makes the break. Not worried about a pump fake, not worried about anything, going for it all and coming down with it all.
What a homecoming for Carter. Third interception of the day. Now the Buccaneers bring the blitz, and the Bears hand it off to Salon. Gets it inside the 35-yard line. Dilfer, 1 out of 4 in this half. 2 interceptions, 3 in the game, and 4 Tampa Bay turnovers.
A lot of other quarterbacks, you'd worry about their psyche, but you said it earlier. Trent Dilfer is a guy with a tremendous amount of confidence.
He better have it.
Yeah,
he's going to need it.
After a day like today, he will need all of it.
Second down and 9. Kramer to the sideline, and that's Anthony Johnson. A Washington-Denver update. Back for a McDonald's game break to Hollywood.
It's a little closer in Mile High. Gus Farad at quarterback, locked in on Leslie Shepard. Nice drill. Good move by Shepard. He's into the end zone, and it is now 24-21 Denver. That late in the third. Let's take you back to Joe Buck and Tim Green.
Thank you, James Brown. 3rd and 7 for Chicago. Robert Green in the backfield, with the Bears leading 22-3. We haven't even played 5 minutes in the second half. The Bears have 2 touchdowns. Kramer airs it out. Conway, the intended receiver, and right there with him, Clifton Abraham. Abraham's had a good day, the rookie. 5th-round pick out of Florida State.
Abrahams and Magruder both stepped up today at that cornerback position. He has the exact position that you want to have, and really there's nowhere else for Kramer to throw. The throw's on, Conway's on, but so is Abraham.
Now a 4th down, 4th and 7, and the Bears will go for it. We talk about getting the lead, taking some chances. This is that in-between territory. Don't want to run Butler out there. Don't want to punt it. They go for it. Quick hitter to Graham. And a Chicago first down. Abraham beaten this time, and Graham made a heck of a catch.
And although Conway is emerging, and we saw some nice catches from Timpson, Graham is still going to be the go-to guy for this offense when you're in 3rd and long, or in this a critical situation. Not critical because of the score, but critical because it's 4th and 7, and Graham's the guy who you've got to believe is going to come down with a difficult catch.
He's caught 3 today for 30 yards. And a fresh set of downs for the Bears in Tampa Stadium, getting awful quiet. Salam brought the pile just shy of the 20. And the Bears threatened to blow this one wide open here in the opening minutes of the second half, and we had only a 6-point game at the half. An interception followed by a touchdown, a blocked punt for a touchdown by Marshall. 2 tight ends into the game for Chicago. 2nd down and 8. Salam. 2nd toss of the day, and he brings it inside the 20. Lonnie Martz there on the stop.
Lonnie Martz almost loses Salam, but he hangs on by the shoelace. And a good linebacker will do that. A good linebacker can look like he's going to miss the tackle. He can go for the shoulder and try to hit the back, bring him down, miss with his arm, but he never gives up. He'll hang those hands in there and grab for shoes and feet and socks and anything he can get.
3rd and 6. Robert Green lines up as a wide receiver. 6 defensive backs in, and a hand inside to Johnson. Brought down short of a first down. He fumbled the ball, and back the other way is Culpepper. And the 2nd turnover of the day for the Bears. The Buccaneers needed a break. They get one thanks to Anthony Johnson. He lays it down. Culpepper comes up with it, and the Bucs will try to get back in it.
I just started my own company, so I leased a new Volkswagen Passat. $249 a month, it's the best deal around. I'm marketing an electronic toll collecting device, so you'll never have to stop to pay for a toll again. Good news for drivers. Passat's a true German road car. Track correcting rear suspension, rack and pinion steering, and oh yeah, 4-wheel disc brakes. But hopefully you won't be using them to stop the toll booths anymore.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Smaller electrodes, more power. More electrodes, faster start.
Suddenly, everybody has a new spark plug idea promising instant higher performance. But one new plug's idea is higher performance that lasts. Introducing Autolite Double Platinum. Platinum on both sides of the gap for faster starts and more power every time. Platinum to platinum firing for guaranteed peak performance, long after other ideas have peaked out. Autolite Platinum and now Autolite Double Platinum. More precious metal for your precious metal.
No other team on Earth has trained longer, fought harder, and put more on the line. Space Above and Beyond premieres next Sunday.
Hi, I'm Terry Bradshaw. In case you missed it, here's what you would have seen on Fox NFL Sunday at 12 noon Eastern.
So what has Jerry promised you?
He hasn't really promised me anything, except for when my time comes. He was going to take care of me.
And Jerry Jones will never pay Emmitt Smith what he really deserves.
I think this week, if he's pulled off the field this week, this could be Randall's last shot.
Don't miss all the fun on Fox NFL Sunday next week at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
We have had 3 turnovers, a block punt for a touchdown, all in about 6.5 minutes of this third quarter, and the Chicago Bears defense today has been terrific.
And these kind of numbers do great things for your defensive rankings, which were suspect for this unit coming into this game.
After that game with Green Bay on Monday night. 1st and 10 for Trent Dilfer. And what do? Go right back to the air. Dilfer finds his man, and the first catch of the day for Jackie Harris. there for the stop. 15-yard pickup and a first down for Dilfer and the Bucs.
So we really haven't seen much of Jackie Harris today. Maybe this is part of trying to get back into the game, slow it down a little bit, and go to that intermediate pass route, which is Harris.
First down for Tampa Bay. Out at their own 44, Eric Rett. Into Chicago territory, brought down by Carter. This is exactly what the Buccaneers need. Bears leading 22-3, and the Buccaneers get the first down throw to Harris. And Wanstead trying to pump that defense up again.
Yeah, and there was one common denominator when we talked to these Bucs players and coaches yesterday, and that was that when things went bad, they said they weren't going to give up. They said they weren't going to fold as they did in previous years.
Second and a couple of inches. Rett. First down and more. Brought down at the Chicago 40. Vincent Smith there on the stop along with Lincoln. A pickup of 6.
And if you talk about Tampa Bay's belief in themselves and the ability to come back in a game like this, they certainly have the time to do it in this game.
Still over 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Bears leading by 19. First down Tampa Bay from the Bear 40. Dilfer changes it up on the line. Play action. To the sideline, wide open. Horace Copeland. Copeland working on Wolford, and he was wide open.
Well, we talked about Dilfer's needing that confidence, and he's showing it here. He checks off the play at the line, checks it to the pass, runs the play pass, fakes it, and then at the bottom of the screen, Copeland gets himself wide open, and then Dilfer delivers a very long pass.
Dilfer 2 for 2 on this drive for 32 yards. On first down, Rett looking for somewhere to go. Brought down inside the 20. Barry Minter there on the stop.
This is not the way Rett wants to run the ball. He wants to get going and hit the hole fast. But you see Zorich at the left-hand side of the screen. He presents a problem, takes away Rett's cutback. Rett goes one way, then the other way, allows that fast Bears defense to get to him.
2nd and 7. Dilfer hit as he throws. Incomplete for Jackie Harris. Harris could not hang on.
Dilfer was going to look for Harris all the way. The formation locked him one-on-one with Jeremy Lincoln. He makes the move, gets open, and just flat out drops it. Dilfer looks off the defensive backs and puts the ball right where it has to be. Jackie Harris drops very few of those kind of balls.
3rd and 7. Dilfer trying to get out of trouble and cannot. Smith, Spellman, Theory, Flanagan, they're all there for Chicago.
Dave Wanstead's got to be happy with that Bears defensive line and the way they just, again, we saw him before, collapsing Trent Dilfer's pocket and getting to him, getting their hands on him. But you talk about poise, Dilfer scrapping around in there, bouncing around, and trying to keep his feet, Joe. We've seen other quarterbacks just fold in that situation.
That was a loss of 3, so it is a sack. And now Husted on to try a 40-yarder. Husted is good again. 2 for 2 this afternoon. And the Buccaneers draw a little closer. That Bears defense working today. The Buccaneers have put up only 6 points. Trail 22-6 with 4:38 to go in the third quarter.
Amigos, estamos perdidos.
Não esquenta. Eu peço o mapa pelo correio eletrônico. Aqui? Eu tô rodando o S2 Warp Connect da IBM. Ele me dá acesso remoto ao servidor da minha rede, ao meu workgroup, até a internet.
Onde é que você arranjou isso?
Eu liguei para 800 call IBM.
Well, I have to get up early tomorrow.
Me too.
Well, good night, Lisa.
Good night.
Miller Lite Ice. For the taste that goes all out when you're out.
I would have been here earlier, but I had to drop off. Lisa?
Miller Lite Ice. The night is young.
When they were small, we had a little sports car.
And then they got bigger, so we had to get a four-door.
So we leased a new Volkswagen Jetta, $199 a month. Nice, huh? The German-engineered front-wheel drive Jetta comes with rack and pinion steering, daytime running lights, dual airbags. It's a great driving car.
It's got a big back seat.
And a huge trunk.
Weimaraners come from Germany.
Maybe that's why they like driving so much.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Tampa Stadium, Tampa, Florida. Joe Buck and Tim Green with you as we get ready for Houston to kick it away for the Buccaneers. They have drawn to a 22-6 deficit. Kenny Gant trying to get them going again. Timpson from inside his 5. Good return for Timpson across the 30. Big hit laid on by Abraham. And from Timpson to Simpsons. Tonight, Fox presents a Simpsons Sunday Spectacular. First, see the season finale that shocked the nation. Then join John Walsh for a look at who shot Mr. Burns on Springfield's Most Wanted. And on the season premiere of The Simpsons, you'll find out who done it. It all begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, right here on Fox. Eric Kramer and the Bears set up 1st and 10 at their own 34. Green finds daylight and gets it to the 40. Hardy Nickerson there on the stop for the Buccaneers.
Part of the Buccaneers strategy and any defensive strategy in stopping the run is bringing the strong safety up, getting him involved in the run play. The strong safety on this is Barney Bussey, and there you see him up and filling in there, but not up on the line of scrimmage, not up in an 8-man front.
Second down for the Bears, 2nd and 5. Kramer, big rush by Curry, complete to his tight end Jennings. And a Chicago first down out at midfield. Kramer hung in well. Curry was all over him, and he found his big tight end. Pickup of 11. Under 3.5 to go in the third quarter, with the Bears leading 22-6. The day for Kramer. Salam. Rashaan Salam down inside the 40. And this Chicago Bear offense really kicking it in here on this drive.
You said it before, and then we saw it again from Rashaan Salam, taking the ball towards the outside, but then breaking it north and south once he sees a hole. Let's take a look at the work of Big Cat Williams, the tackle. Gets a shot on Chidi Ahanatu, chips him, then comes, knocks off Lonnie Martz, keeps Martz 51 from getting outside quick enough to fill that hole that Salam found so well.
2nd down and 1 after that pickup of 9. Salam brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And big Warren Sapp, first time we've said his name today, the #1 pick out of Miami there to make the tackle.
We talked to Rusty Tillman, the defensive coordinator for Tampa Bay yesterday, and he said that Sapp is a talented guy who hasn't shown flashes, the same type of flashes that Derek Brooks has as a rookie of greatness, but he says it's a lot harder to show those kind of flashes when you're playing deep in the trenches, defensive tackle.
Loss of 1 on the play, 3rd and 2. Salam didn't get it. And a big hold by the Tampa Bay defense. Eric Curry there for the Buccaneers. And time for the Bears to punt. Under a minute and a half to go in the 3rd quarter. Keep talking about Rusty Tillman. 16 years with Seattle. Had been their defensive coordinator the last handful of years. This is his first season with the Buccaneers. Sauerbrunn to punt. Good protection. Poor punt. A line drive punt taken by Bobby Joe Edmonds at the Tampa Bay 10. That's where the Buccaneers will have it. Coming down to the end of the 3rd quarter, they trail 22-6.
In 1970, Elton's very first song went gold. Then Rocket Man went gold. Then 103 of his other songs went gold. And now that he's touring with 38 musicians and a small army of stagehands.
And how will you be paying?
Elton's gone gold.
Money? These are gold. Oh, we'll need 371 wake-up calls.
After all, nothing's got the power of gold.
Presenting the ultimate tire for your sport utility vehicle, the Michelin LTX. Michelin's technological advances in sidewall and tread design give it a smoother, quieter ride than you might ever expect from a 4x4 tire. Yet it's rugged enough, tough enough, Michelin enough to get you through anything. The LTX series from Michelin.
Take the heat out of shaving with new Old Spice Soothing Gel. It'll cool the burn, soothe your skin, it'll make your face feel great. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT for a full refund. So try new Soothing Gel, because now you've got proof. Guaranteed.
Has Agent Mulder been silenced for good? Experience the most startling television event of the year.
Don't think I won't do it.
The X-Files, season premiere Friday.
Can a famous detective solve the mystery of who shot Mr. Burns?
I think that punk kid, Bart, did it.
Find out on The Simpsons season premiere tonight.
Trent Dilfer is only 8 out of 18 for 99 yards and 3 interceptions. You talk about the youngest starting quarterbacks in the league, and Dilfer is one of them. Bledsoe, Blake, Farad, Meyer. The starting quarterbacks 25 and under, there are only 6 of them. Dilfer is one of them. Just 23 years old, a second-year pro out of Fresno State, the #1 pick last year. Back to throw, has his man, and completes it to Copeland for a Tampa Bay first down. Under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
When you look at Trent Dilfer in that other group of under 25 quarterbacks, you have to realize, too, he has played less and had less experience than any of those other guys. This is really his first opportunity this season to lead a football team in the NFL.
First down for the Buccaneers. Rhett. Close to the 30. Pickup of a handful for Eric Rhett, and with under 15 seconds to go in the quarter, that will likely be it. 3 quarters of play are finished here at Tampa Stadium. It's the home opener for the Buccaneers. And with the end of the 3rd quarter, the score: Chicago 22, Tampa Bay 6. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local station.
Divas World Premiere Tuesday.
Sure, I remember the Ford Mustang, but this new one is a whole new ballgame.
And with up to $1,000 cash back on a new Mustang, it's a ball game that's a lot more fun to play. Especially if you use your cash to load up on features.
If they had a Heisman Trophy for cars, Ford Mustang would win it hands down.
See your local Southern Ford dealer today for up to $1,000 cash back on a sporty new Mustang.
How can you beat that?
In the everyday world, you go through a lot to make that meeting. With the world-class network from GTE,
Everything ready? You bet.
you simply go down the hall.
Margaret, hi, how are you?
Change the way you work.
You cut your hair.
Change the way you live. It's amazing what you can do with the world-class network from GTE.
It's the Once-a-thon. Yep, Once-a-thon. It's the clearance event of the year that only happens once a year. There's so many Toyotas to choose from. What else would you expect from the clearance event above all the rest? Get a clearance lease on Toyota's flagship Avalon, only $299 a month. Or lease the rugged 4Runner, only $249 a month. There has never been a clearance event as monumental as this. The Once-a-thon. Your Toyota dealer's hosting the clearance event of the year. Now.
For sports highlights, call 13 in touch.
The NFL on Fox. With downtown Tampa in the distance, we are at Tampa Stadium. Bears and the Buccaneers, final quarter of play. Start of the fourth quarter. Dilfer throws it to no one. Jackie Harris, the intended receiver, and there was no one around that ball.
No, and Dilfer had Jackie Harris absolutely wide open in the middle of the field. So you heard a little bit of the eruption of the crowd, not happy with having a receiver wide open, and then Trent Dilfer not able to get the ball to him.
3rd down and 4 coming up for the Buccaneers. Dilfer to the sideline finds Hawkins. Out across the 45-yard line with a Tampa Bay first down, working on Lincoln. 18-yard pickup for Dilfer on 3rd down.
As much as he missed Jackie Harris on the play before, is just as well as he did getting the ball out there on that out pattern to Courtney Hawkins on this play.
And Sam Weiss will tell you that's some of the stuff you live with a guy, a young guy, 23 years old, playing in his first full year of being your #1 quarterback.
That's absolutely right. And as you see them trying to run this no huddle, he's going to get better and better at that. And this offense will run smoother and smoother.
Playing today without Alvin Harper. Out with a bad ankle. Dilfer to Rhett. Nothing there. And then Joe Kane meets Rhett after the incompletion.
You don't want to do that to your big-time running back, Eric Rhett. Eric Rhett is the guy who has to carry this Tampa Bay run offense, and when you throw a ball to him, you don't want to lay it up and make him stretch for that ball when a linebacker is hunting him down.
Well, that linebacker was Joe Kane, and he is still down on all fours. Trying to get him off the playing field. He is hurt. He's had problems with his right hand. Looked like he was grabbing for that right hand or his right arm. Dilfer to throw on 2nd down. Overthrows Dawsey. And the crowd here at Tampa Stadium starting to get a little restless with these overthrows by Dilfer.
Yeah, Dilfer has to bring the ball down. Dawsey does a nice job of splitting his coverage, and Dilfer throws it on the right line. It's just that the altitude is way too much.
And Dilfer only 2 out of his last 7. And faced with a 3rd and 10. Dilfer buys time. Far side of the field. Thomas. What a move for a Tampa Bay first down. He needed that move to get the first down, and he got it.
Well, Lamar Thomas is such a thin guy. When you look at him physically, he's a rail. And boy, he uses all of that thinness on this play to just become a wisp of smoke and juke Jeremy Lincoln and pick up this first down. Excellent play, body control, catch, everything.
After the play, Jackie Harris was hobbled up as he headed off the field. First down for Tampa Bay. Dilfer over the middle, underthrows Copeland.
Jackie Harris on the sideline. He's got a little bit of a smile on his face, which leads you to believe he's not hurt that bad. And the helmet goes on, which leads you to further to believe that he's not hurt that bad.
That's why you're the analyst.
Well, I can figure these things out because, you know, I don't know.
Second down and 10. Very nice. Dilfer and the Bucs desperately needing a touchdown. Just under 13 minutes to go in this one. Brett, nothing. Vincent Smith, the linebacker, the first to touch him.
Dave Wannstedt is not concerned that Tampa Bay moves the ball down the field, up and down the field. That's not what bothers him. He's fine with that as long as his defense starts to firm up when the Tampa Bay offense gets close to the scoring position.
Well, now it's 3rd and 10 as Rhett is doing nothing here in the second half. And another 3rd and long facing Trent Dilfer. They want it all. Nearly completed, and what an effort by Horace Copeland. Carrier and Lincoln were there waiting for it, and Copeland almost leaped up and grabbed it away from him.
That's what Horace Copeland does. You talk about Alvin Harper and his strength as a 6'4" leaping receiver. Horace Copeland is the same type of guy, and Trent Dilfer knows it. He lays this ball up. Copeland uses his 6'3" height to get up and get his hands on that ball, but Trent Dilfer is still looking like he's trying to zero in on his trajectory.
4th down and 10. Over the middle, picked off again. Dwayne Joseph. And the 4th interception of the day. And now penalty flags fly as the two teams start getting heated up.
You know, it's a great interception for Dwayne Joseph, and that's what you're supposed to do as a defensive back. But if you think about it, ironically, it's better for the Tampa Bay team to have him intercepted 10 yards down the field than 4th down, incomplete, and the ball goes back to the line of scrimmage.
Give you a look at the interception as Lamar Thomas is having a tough time getting off the field. Zeroing in on Dawsey.
Dilfer flat out tries to use his strength to force that ball in there. The coverage is excellent. They've got Dawsey bracketed. He tries to use that big, strong arm to just force the ball.
4 interceptions today for Dilfer. 3rd in this half. And we will get the official ruling from Howard Rowe.
Personal foul on the intercepting team. Unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So that will cost the Bears 15 yards, but that is small consolation to Sam White. Take a break, come back. The Bears have the ball and a 22-6 lead after the 4th interception of the day by that Chicago secondary.
The 3000 GT VR4 represents the most advanced thinking that Mitsubishi has ever built into a sports car. Of course, we're always open to new ideas. Presenting the Spider, the world's only production convertible, with a retractable hardtop. From Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles. See it now in select markets. Call 1-800-SPIDER-1 to find out where.
Not everything is black and white.
Some things are black and white.
Or black and green.
Occasionally black and blue.
Pro Player home and away jackets come in all these colors and reverse to all of these colors.
The only guys who have Pro Player jackets are black and white.
Refs, no way. They never reverse anything.
No, Foot Locker, the guys in stripes, black and white.
The Pro Player reversible jacket. Reverse it.
I've always wanted to do this. With NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV, you get up to 13 regular season games live every Sunday. So if Washington is blowing out the Bucs, just switch to the 49ers Saints game. But hey, is Emmitt Smith breaking the rushing record? Are the Giants crushing the Eagles? You get it. Not on cable, but with DirecTV and this. Now that's a game plan. To get NFL Sunday Ticket on the 18-inch DSS dish of your choice, call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles. By American Express. By Lay's and Wavy Lay's potato chips. Bet you can't eat just one. And by Budget Car and Truck Rental. All the difference in the world.
The Pelican Patrol guarding the beaches here in Florida. The Bears have the ball in a 22-6 lead. Eric Kramer back to work. Play action. Conway can't hang on. Back to the personal foul.
Yeah, here's where the flags came. Watch 62. Beckles just mug 24 Minifield. He's mugging him. Carrier 20 is standing in the back watching. Look at that. Hits him in the head, gets his hand on the back of his neck, shoves Minifield down. That's a mugging right there. Carrier sees it. There's Carrier 20. He still sees it. Now watch. Minifield tries to get up. Beckles shoves him again. Carrier gets the penalty because he's the second guy in the retaliation.
So oftentimes that's all the officials see. Kramer to throw. Graham wide open. Magruder brings him down. Big cushion, and Graham and Kramer took advantage of it. Just one quick thing, Tim, about that penalty. We talk how much about Dave Wanstead not permitting and not allowing or condoning penalties. That's one that he won't mind at all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mark Carrier sees a fellow teammate, Minifield, getting mugged and mauled out there after the play, after the whistle. That's a play where you can get hurt, and he steps up for his teammate. Dave Wanstead will not give him any problem for that one.
Remember, in this meeting a year ago here at Tampa Stadium, 4 players total were ejected. 2 for each side. Green doing everything he can. And the entire Tampa Bay defense finally brings him down behind the line of scrimmage.
That was one of those plays, or this is one of those plays, where Robert Green just excites you even though he doesn't get any positive yardage. You can't arm tackle him. He's as slippery. He's like a water bug. He's slippery. Look at him. That one, this one, going this way, going that way, changing direction. Look at the moves. You have to bring more than one to bring him down.
Had a chance to visit with him yesterday. An electrifying guy and just thrilled to get a chance with the Bears. Kramer's arm was hit by Sapp as he got rid of it. And Warren Sapp forced that incompletion.
So that's the second time that we've seen Warren Sapp flash. As Rusty Tillman, the coordinator, said yesterday, we've seen him flash twice today. He flashed once, making a tackle in the backfield, and then he just flashed there, slapping Kramer's hand. Almost, really, if he gets it a split second sooner, a sack and a forced fumble.
3rd down and 12. Kramer incomplete. Johnson the intended receiver, and Everett was there for the Bucs. And time for Chicago to punt.
You talk about special teams, and we've seen how the special teams tide turned against Tampa Bay early with the punt block. Now it's time for the Tampa Bay punt team to try to rush this and block Sauerbrunn.
Gedney with a snap. Sauerbrunn just gets it away, and one of his best in the NFL. Edmonds from inside his 10. Brought down at the 20. Baker there, another special teams tackle for Myron Baker. One of the best in the very brief career for Sauerbrunn, but then welcome to the NFL. Nice punt, kid. Take a seat.
And now for something new. It's Cooking with Terry and Howard.
First, you need to get a very large bowl and 1 bag of Lay's potato chips. Now, gently pour into bowl and let stand for 4 to 5 seconds. Here's one I prepared earlier. I, on the other hand, like to experiment a little more than our friend Terry here. I recommend a bag of Wavy Lays.
Next week's show, how to pour beer. For today's recipe, write the Lay's and Wavy Lay's potato chips. Bet you can't eat just one.
When a traffic jam was 2 cars in the same town, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. We've been helping engines last for a long time. Mobil, changing oil for over 125 years.
You and the Mitsubishi Galant. It's bound to be a positive relationship. After all, the Galant's dependable, good-looking, and it recognizes your need for space. Now's your last opportunity to lease a 95 Galant S for 0 down and $249 a month for 36 months. And only Mitsubishi adds $500 cash back. Proof you'll also be financially compatible. But hurry, this could be your last chance at happiness. The Galant from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
1,000 light years from Earth, events are taking place that could threaten the very existence of mankind. Now the producers of the X-Files will take you even deeper into the unknown. Space above and beyond. Catch the series premiere next Sunday right here on Fox. New quarterback into the game. Casey Weldon takes over for Trent Dilfer. Weldon puts it up and overshoots Jackie Harris. And how many times have we seen that from a Tampa Bay quarterback today? The numbers for Dilfer, a subset of numbers for Dilfer in this half, 6 out of 16, 3 interceptions in this half and 4 in the game.
That number there, that 4, is what lands you on the sideline wearing a baseball cap.
Weldon puts on the hardware. In his 4-year career has thrown only 20 balls. To the sideline, again overthrown. Lawrence Dawsey, the intended receiver, and the frustrating point of it all for Tampa Bay is these overthrows. They have their wide receivers wide open.
Absolutely. These receivers have done a fine job today of getting themselves open, and when they do their part, everybody, the crowds and the coaches and the other players, expect the quarterback to do their part. But what we've seen is a lot of high passes, some low passes, and a lot of overthrown passes.
Little anxiety, little tension, little nervousness, some overthrown footballs. 3rd and 10. Hawkins, the intended receiver, and nearly picked off by Carrier. Different quarterback, same result.
Well, Carrier's seen his other teammates come down, 4 of them today with interceptions, and he wants a piece of the pie, too. He made the right break on the ball. It just couldn't come down with it.
A lot of head shaking on the part of Carrier. He had it. Was right there. Couldn't hang on. And Reggie Roby's been a busy man. Back to punt it to Jeff Graham. There's Reggie, the 3-time Pro Bowler. Beautiful punt. Best of the day for Roby. Graham on the return out to the 35 and a yard beyond. Brought down by Curtis Buckley. A 61-yarder by Sauerbrunn. Now Roby gets in on the fun with a 54-yarder. Bears get it back. They lead 22-6.
People come to Service Merchandise for lots of different reasons. It's price, it's quality, it's service. Shopping today is truly a social activity. It's an escape. It's fun. When the customers whip out their American Express card, they're making a wise selection. People use it to enjoy life.
Have you heard what Jim's driving? What's he got now? You can see this thing. What an incredible machine. Sleek, aerodynamic. Fast? Oh, yeah. That baby really moves. So what kind of engine does he have in that thing anyway? Nuclear reactor.
You'd be amazed at what teenagers are driving these days.
Right full rudder, steady course 355, helm on.
For more information, call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
It's a shape unlike any other. A liquid form that slips through the air like nothing else on Earth. The Eclipse from Mitsubishi. Don't let it slip away. See your dealer for great lease offers on all Eclipses, including turbo models. Before the season premiere of The X-Files.
That's a woman with a gun to her head.
Things are really getting strange. A brand new Strange Luck, Friday on Fox.
I think you have to wonder why Trent Dilfer gets pulled out of the game this early with 9 minutes left, when conceivably Tampa Bay could get back into it with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. There's plenty of time. And there you see Sam Weiss. Joe, we talked to him yesterday. He compared Trent Dilfer to Marino and Elway. Why would he pull him?
Good question. We'll find out later. Getney, his first catch of the year, hammered down by Lynch. And when you talk about a Marino or an Elway, they're known for late-game comebacks, and if you're going to learn how to do it, you better do it as a young quarterback.
Absolutely, and why surrender at this point in time? I mean, conceivably, Tampa Bay is still in this game, and you said it earlier. The receivers were able to get open, and if Dilfer could just settle himself down and deliver that ball, they could move down the field and conceivably score twice.
2nd down and 1 after a pickup of 9. Penalty flag. Both backs were in motion before the snap of the ball, and if we were north of the border and in Canada, there'd be no flag. But we're well south, and that's illegal procedure.
I am impressed that you know not only NFL rules, but Canadian football rules.
I appreciate that.
Illegal motion, number 22 offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So you had the ref said, illegal motion, eh?
He would
2 backs in motion, eh? But well, then it wouldn't happen.
Right, if he had the A, it would have been nice play, eh?
2nd down for Chicago. 2nd and 6. Kramer hit by a Hanatu and picked off, now dropped, and an incomplete pass. Hardy Nickerson was there, looked like he had it for a second and then couldn't hang on, but there's Cheedy again.
He's been roaming around the backfield all day, harassing Kramer, and then here, a nice play. Again, we saw it with Sapp earlier, a split second sooner, and he gets that ball before it starts on its release, and then it's a fumble. Here, it's an incomplete pass.
Nickerson never really did have it. An incomplete pass and a 3rd and 6 coming up. This is scary, very scary for Chicago. Lewis Tillman is out of this game, re-injured his ankle. They've already lost Raymond Harris, and now Robert Green is down. It's looking like a very good decision that their number 1 pick was Rashawn Salaam. They're going through running backs like Spinal Tap went through drummers. It's getting scary.
fraction of all-wheel drive. It'll turn more than heads. The Eclipse from Mitsubishi. See your dealer for great lease offers on all Eclipses, including turbo models.
The emotions are high. You're hot. It's pressure. It's like a war without bullets.
We asked some of the hottest coaches in the game to switch antiperspirants and try Degree.
Body heat activated. Let's try it and see.
As your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection when you need it most.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to switch.
Just keeps you dry.
Certainly worked for me.
Switch to the antiperspirant that's body heat activated.
In the heat of the moment. That self-confidence has got to be there.
Degree antiperspirant for an extra degree of protection.
Guys, I've said this 4 years in a row, but this year, we're not only going back to the big one, we're going to win it. Yeah. No one is leaving this room until we figure out how. No one.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing will hold you over like peanuts, caramel, and milk chocolate.
Better give me one, too.
Hungry? Why wait?
Moments ago, they cut the tape off the ankle of Robert Green. That is not a good sign. We keep talking about how exciting Green could be, how exciting he has been for Dave Wanstead, and another back. Tillman out, Raymond Harris out, and now Green needs help off the field.
Yeah, a lot of help, too, which really gives you even more cause for concern. But now it falls to this guy, Rashaan Salaam. But, Joe, you said it, not only just being a #1 pick, if you have to go to a guy, Salaam is a heck of a guy to have to go to. And there you see Robert Green's numbers, excellent numbers again today.
The Bears continue to throw the ball here in the fourth quarter, under 8.5 to go. The Buccaneers are still hanging in. A big 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Chicago Bears offense. Salaam is out as they check in more receivers, and Buccaneers are hanging in.
Yeah, and with all these injuries, Salaam really might have, we talked about Heisman Trophy winners rushing for 1,000 yards. If Salaam becomes the feature back and the only back, even if it's by attrition, he very well could get to 1,000 yards this season. In fact, I'll say he will. If he's the feature back, he'll go over 1,000.
Anthony Johnson checks in. Good receiver out of the backfield on 3rd and 6. Over the middle, incomplete. Graham was wide open, but not ready for the catch. And it's time for the Bears to punt.
Well, he couldn't be ready because, again, 99 Sapp flashed again. The rookie defensive lineman for Tampa Bay was right in Kramer's face, forcing him to throw that ball early.
So Sauerbrunn back to punt. Bobby Joe Edmonds deep for Tampa Bay. Sauerbrunn, another poor punt. And the fair catch made by Edmonds just outside the Tampa Bay 20. Well, folks, next week it's a Fox doubleheader. Most of you will see Jerome Bettis and the undefeated St. Louis Rams take on the Bears. Followed by Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys facing Buddy Ryan's Cardinals. It all starts with a pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
What a big matchup next week, Joe, for the Chicago Bears facing the Rams 3-0. Who'd have thought that the Rams would be 3-0?
They have not committed a turnover the entire first 3 games of the season. And the Bears and Rams will meet at Busch Stadium next Sunday right here on Fox. Casey Weldon still in at quarterback. Jackie Harris, his second catch of the day, and a first down for the Buccaneers. Robert Green, the word on Robert Green, at least the early word, sprained ankle, will not return, but as you see, a ton of ice on the right ankle of Robert Green. Sometimes a severe sprain is worse than a break. We won't speculate, but it's not good news for Chicago. 1st and 10. Weldon, a little shovel pass to Ellison, and he is hammered by Myron Baker.
And that's just a pretty open field tackle by Myron Baker, because not only does he bring Ellison down, he hits him right on the mark and drives him backwards. You don't see that very often with an open field tackle. Most of the time they go down for the ankles and clip the guy.
Not this time.
He drove him back.
2nd down and 7. Weldon lost the football. It's a fumble, and it belongs to Chicago. The initial indication was it's Chicago Bears football. And Dave Wanstead wondering what I'm wondering. Are they going to reverse the call? Evidently they are. The offense is coming back on the field. Look at Wanstead. The referee initially made the indication this was Chicago's ball.
Recovered by Chicago. 1st down.
And now we have audio verification. It belongs to the Bears. Another turnover for Tampa Bay, their 6th of the afternoon.
Theory's the guy racing around from the right side against Paul Gruber, hits Weldon, strips the ball, and then the mainframe cleans him up. And then it's Theory jumping onto the ball and recovering it. Right there, slaps the hand down, perfect strip. Sack in a strip, bounces off Beckles' helmet, the ball's bouncing around in there, and then Theory with the presence to scoop it.
Big time play for Theory. #1 pick last season, a 2nd-year player out of Alcorn State. There have been a lot of question marks around him. That's a big time play. 6th turnover of the day for the Buccaneers. Salon, big yards and down inside the 20. Pickup of 12 on 1st down, and the Bears starting to put it away. You cannot turn the ball over 6 times against a well-coached Chicago Bear team and win, period.
You can almost never win with 6 turnovers in the NFL.
It has been a rough day for the quarterbacks for Tampa Bay. First Dilfer. He was yanked. Now Weldon. He's been no better. 1st down for the Bears. Salon. He got a couple. A Washington-Denver update on a McDonald's game break. Here's Hollywood. Here's JB.
All right, Joe, a productive day for Denver's Terrell Davis. This is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Denver breaks a 24-all tie, leads at 31-24, under 2.5 to play. Back to Joe and Tim.
Have to give Washington some credit for hanging in against a very good Denver team.
And Gus Frerotte obviously leading that offense in Washington, putting up 24 points against a pretty solid Denver defense.
2 tight ends into the game. Wet night in motion. Johnson out of the backfield. Out of bounds inside the 5, around the 2. Anthony Johnson, former New York Jet, former Seahawk, and he has always been a dependable back out of the backfield catching the football. And that's really what Dave Wanstead is left with. Johnson, Carter, Salon. That's it.
That's a thin unit to go from 6 to 3 in 3 short games.
Looking like a mash unit for those running backs. Here's Salam. And a big hit put on by Derek Brooks, the rookie from Florida State. I wonder if you're Chicago and you start handing the ball to Salam, you almost take a deep breath and hope he ends up all right.
You do, because he's all they've got left as a runner if those other guys can't get healthy quick. And with ankle injuries, you never know how quick it's going to be.
Well, they do have one more running back that I forgot. Jim Flanagan, the mainframe.
Now that's what you want to do. Hand the ball off to him and just let him run it. And
he's at fullback. Set up in front of Salam. Salam shy of the 5, and then he draws the football, but they rule it down. No fumble. And a third down coming up for the Bears.
Here's exactly where they stalled Monday night against Green Bay, but under very, very different circumstances. Now it's just a matter of running out the clock more than getting it into the end zone.
3:43 and counting. And a third and goal from the 5. And penalty flags fly. The play clock has expired.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat third down.
That'll give us time to tell you that this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited. Now third and goal from the 10. Kramer out of the end zone. And big Warren Sapp peels himself off Kramer at the end of the play.
That's Sapp's 4th flash of this game. So even though Tampa Bay going down to Chicago, or apparently going down to Chicago, Warren Sapp showing nice signs as a rookie, and that makes you feel good from a personnel standpoint.
Gedney with a hold. 27-yard try by Butler. He's been perfect this year. Good again. Butler's been good from 24, 37, 22, and now 27. And the Bears have put away Tampa Bay and will move to 2-1. 3:13 to go, and the Bears lead by 19 once again. Eric Kramer, hot at the start, cooled off. The bottom line that he'll tell you is the Bears are going to come away with their second win of the year in 3 games. Dilfer on the other side, Tim, not a good day.
No, not a good day at all. Looking very much like that young, inexperienced quarterback that he is. And still, you have to go back and wonder why Sam White pulled him as early as he did.
Danny Abramowitz and this kickoff team getting ready to boot it back to the Buccaneers.
You see the intensity on Danny Abramowitz's face. That's one thing about a special teams coach. It doesn't matter what the score is, what's going on. Their face is always going to be tense and tight, crinkled up, and they're going to be trying to pump their guys up to go after it.
Special teams has played a large part in today's game. Remember the block punt for a touchdown by Anthony Marshall. His second block punt in his many games. And now Sauerbrunn ready to kick it to Bobby Joe Edmonds. And the crowd here at Tampa Stadium, a sellout starting to thin out. Edmonds from his 12. Across the 25 and brought down at the 29-yard line. Give you a look at the upcoming schedules after the 16-yard return by Edmonds for Chicago at St. Louis, then a bye week, which is a little strange because Tampa Bay, the rest of the NFC Central, is playing that week. Then they host Carolina, then they're at Jacksonville. What a great chance for Chicago. And then you look at Tampa Bay, not the scariest schedule coming up, a chance for these two teams to rack up some wins.
Really, and a chance for them, again, to have more and more teams. Last year, 4 teams in the Central Division, NFC Central in the playoffs. And that kind of schedule does give Tampa Bay a chance to be there as well this year.
On first down over the middle, pass complete to Hawkins and brought down at the 35. Sam Weiss calling for help on the walkie-talkie.
You know, if nothing else, to have Trent Dilfer in there just to run the 2-minute offense, just to work on that no huddle and get his mechanics down and his timing down. It's what he needs more than anything.
Second down, and Weldon steps up and finds Hawkins. Another good move and out of bounds at the 50. Another Washington-Denver update. JB's been busy. Sir.
All right, Joe, impressive drive by Gus Frerotte. 8 plays, 40 yards, capped off with this touchdown pass to Scott Garber. That ties it up at Mile High. Minute to play. Back to Joe and Tim.
Washington Redskins under Gus Frerotte. Sure, the Denver Broncos are a little shocked at Mile High Stadium.
And a little quarterback controversy, or a lot of quarterback. You know what
quarterback controversy, not contraband controversy. Weldon back to throw, sacked by Spellman, and another turnover. Simpson there. And this has been a brutal day for the Tampa Bay offense. Their 7th turnover.
People can say what they want about Alonzo Spellman and wondering, you know, making that switch from right end to left end and how effective is he going to be. And we expected him to have a pretty big day today because he was playing against a second-year inexperienced guy in Pete Pearson. But if you look at the numbers, Spellman's got 3 games. He's got 3 sacks.
Little different Dave Wanstead than at the end of the game on Monday night. After the loss to Green Bay. At the end of the game, Tim and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. Penalty flag of the play is Salam. Tiptoes to the 40. And we're coming up on the 2-minute warning. Get the call from Howard Rowe.
Offside, number 75 defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
So an extra down, and this one is all but over. 2:12 to go. And one more play before we get to the 2-minute warning. Salam, a couple over the right side, brought down by Derek Brooks. And we are at the 2-minute warning here at Tampa Stadium. 2 minutes to go. The Bears about to move to 2-1. The Bucs 1-2. Not what they expected for their home opener.
Going to be even longer than you thought?
It's time for another Snickers.
Grab another Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
In any business, you've got to fight to stay on top. But for an assassin, the competition can be murder. Sylvester Stallone, Antonio Banderas.
No more chit-chat.
Assassins, directed by Richard Donner. Rated R. Starts Friday, October 6th.
If a car and truck rental company could see things from your point of view, it would offer one of the most diverse selections of vehicles on the planet and service that rises far above your expectations. Well, one company is seeing things your way. Budget, with a renewed commitment to satisfy you with special offers like this. Rent a Ford Aspire for a 3-day weekend for only $69. Call your travel agent or Budget at 800-527-0700. Budget, all the difference in the world.
It wasn't much of a gift shop. It wasn't much of a fire. It was pretty much everything to Joe and Linda. It was gone pretty fast. A small, bright dot in the night sky, then nothing. And by now, someone may be watching this and saying, not unkindly, but still saying it, who cares? So we just wanted to say, well, there's Joe, there's Linda, and there's us. Cigna, a business of caring.
Well, the Chicago defense today against this Tampa Bay offense, a young Tampa Bay offense, has been terrific. As you go down the line and you look at points allowed, only 6, and the sacks 4, the turnovers forced 7, only 74 yards on the ground. And Tim, that's impressive against a team which features Eric Rhett as the running back.
Absolutely, but whenever you have that 7 there, that's going to win you the game. There's the mainframe getting a chuckle on the sideline.
2 minutes to go. Salam across the 30, a Chicago first down And that ought to just about do it. We like their performance so much, and because we all did such a great job keeping those stats in the Chicago defense, we are naming that entire Bears defense our Miller Lite players and unit of the game.
Well, and they should be, because the pressure was on them after Monday night's debacle to see what they could do. Could they come out, start fast, get some turnovers and big plays? And they did.
They get ready for a trip to St. Louis next weekend. What a play off the corner by Barney Bussey. How do they feel in Tampa? A moment ago, two fans let us know. They came in with a brand new painted sign, and now it's all defaced and only half there.
Well, I know that those fans are frustrated, and they have the right to tear their sign, especially after today's performance. But I still think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be a better football team this year than they were in the last few years.
We mentioned at the top 12 straight years with 10 or more losses, and they'll start out this season 1-2. And more importantly for Tampa Bay, against their arch rival, the Chicago Bears, they lose their home opener to Chicago, and that Chicago defense in a couple of big parts to it. Flanagan and Carrier, with Wanstead and Weiss meet at midfield. This Chicago Bear defense today really played a good football game.
Yep, they were outstanding, and the Chicago offense also did their part. 32 runs, 126 yards. They ate up enough of the clock to help keep that defense fresh so they could make the big plays.
But don't forget, the Bears lose another running back in Robert Green today. We'll come back and wrap up a long day of football here in Tampa right after this.
I got it.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the
If you don't replace your air and oil filters regularly, you might as well drive your car off a cliff, because dirt can really mess up an engine. Fram Extra Life air filters and Fram Extra Guard oil filters keep out dirt best to protect your engine. Fram, America's #1 premium brand. Pay a little now or a lot later.
Buy any 2 Fram filters and get your favorite officially licensed NFL team cap for $1.99.
Somebody should do something.
Oh, his poor mother.
Oh, my goodness. Nice pants.
Dockers, flat front khakis.
I should have gotten a dog.
Sorry, this trip has to be right at spring break, sweetheart.
That's okay, Dad. Ibuprofen, what happened to Tylenol?
It's not aspirin. I know that irritates my stomach. I thought it was okay, like Tylenol.
Dad, did you read the label? It's not like Tylenol.
Aspirin can irritate your stomach. Doctors will tell you even ibuprofen can irritate your stomach.
Dad, stick with Tylenol.
I will. And I'll see you Thursday.
Thursday? I thought you were coming home Saturday.
I changed my plans.
Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
There's your final from Tampa Stadium. Bears go to 2-1. They travel to St. Louis next weekend. The Buccaneers slip to 1-2. They take on the Redskins here next Sunday. So for Tim Green, this is Joe Buck saying so long from Tampa Stadium. The final score, the Bears 25, the Buccaneers 6. You've been watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League. Have a safe and enjoyable Sunday evening.
It is our proudest achievement since we took ownership of the
there, the support they gave us, and Leroy Selman, the heritage he brought and was remembered today, and all that went into it. And it should have been one of those days where we'd all be celebrating. We really felt like going into this game, we felt like that we were going to play. It was going to be close. It was going to be a tough one, but we felt like we were going to find a way to win. And 7 turnovers takes all of those chances away from you.
4 of those coming off of Trent Dilfer's arm. What did you say to him after the ball game?
Well, in fact, not only did I talk to him a little bit after the ball game, and basically there's nothing you can say because they're not listening at that point. They're not hearing at that point. They're just feeling lousy themselves. But I called him on the way over to the show tonight just to remind him that, all quarterbacks at all positions, all coaches have days that they just feel so lousy after a football game because they lost, and there's no in-between feeling. But it does go away when you come back and you win the next one, and that's the only way you repair the feeling that you have is you come back, correct mistakes that you can, and you win the next ball game, and then you're celebrating, and the feeling and the hurt that comes with the loss does fade from you a little bit because you're celebrating the next victory.
Tomorrow morning we'll see it in the papers. We'll hear it on sports radio. The fans that are on the fence, those fans that are saying same old Bucks, what do you say to them tonight?
Well, it's not the same old Bucks, for sure. We're 1-2, and we are disappointed in 1-2. And there were a lot of years where the same old Bucks would have been 1-2 and happy they won one, that kind of a thing. This is a team very, very close to, in the way we played those 2 teams that we lost to, Cleveland and of course, Chicago, very close to being another victory, maybe even 2 victories. This ball bounces crazy. And 7 turnovers that go their way gave them a chance to win, and they took that chance and won it because they're a good football team, deserved to win it because of that. But those 7 turnovers don't happen every Sunday, and they won't happen next Sunday. Believe me, this football team is down, and it's disappointed, but it's not discouraged, and it's certainly not disillusioned about the future.
25-6 was the final. The highlights of the game are coming up next on the White Report. Responded to this game. I know last week in Cleveland, they felt like they let one slip away. I mean, they had the ball in the red zone. Today, though, they just didn't give their best effort.
Well, I think they tried hard. Sometimes you're playing your heart out, and then it gets ripped out because of a turnover or something that happens in the ball game. But I know one thing: the teams left the field and came into that locker room not feeling like a team that couldn't do it. They felt like a team that let one get away, and that's a totally different feeling. And they did it without Alvin Harper, who will add certainly some juice, although our receivers are still playing beautifully right now. Scott Dill should be back, although Pete Pearson played a good football game today, but our starting right tackle will be back. And remember, Martin Mayhew and Tony Stargell, the number 2 and 3 corners, didn't play today. And Scooter Magruder played a super football game. So everybody's stepping up and doing well when they have their turn, but just having those 4 guys back and the fact that this football team will play this next game just as hard as they ever have gives me a lot of hope. And I think the team will feel good about themselves by next Sunday.
Let's get to the first half highlights. Big crowd on hand. 74,000.
Yeah.
Obviously there, and they saw that the Bucks D at least get taken to the task at the start, but they kept them out of the end zone.
Yeah, the defense sometimes bends a little bit, but other than field position for the Chicago Bears, as a result of turnovers, really they didn't give up a touchdown. And you had the punt block, which is about to eat me alive, I know. The defense did a good football job of defending and also forcing them to just go up there and get 3 points out of it. Here you see Trent. We're in the middle of one of our passing situations, and right down the middle of Courtney Hawkins, big plays were made in this ball game. This wasn't a game without good play. It wasn't a game that wasn't without hard hitting. Just unfortunate that the turnovers just kind of take away all the good things that did happen, and it's hard to remember them all. Here Trent went downtown, and he really has done this before. High C is a great leaper and jumper, and on a jump ball, we kind of feel like he's going to come down with more than he won't. That time he didn't come down with it, and Wolford, who is a tremendous quarterback, did a good job for him. This is a run by Eric Redd. Something at one point there, we were just pounding them, running the football. They couldn't seem to stop us, and we had the misfortune of the fumble. I don't know if we're going to see that here in just a minute, but we marched right down the field, and then one of those turnovers sticks its ugly head up.
Yeah, this one was weird. I mean, Hawkins makes the catch, then goes for the extra yardage.
He stays in bounds, and really no one touched the ball. And look at that. Talk about things going right for somebody. The ball pops in the air, and here comes a Chicago Bear. I think Simpson was the guy. This time we create the fumble and pick one up, so our guys were hitting just as hard, creating just as many chances for us.
Here's Hardy. Watch him on this play.
Great athletic ability right there, avoiding the block, and then coming in and stripping the ball loose. This team's still a good football team. Anybody sitting on the fence is stay on the fence a little bit longer. We understand the disappointment in not winning, but this team is playing clearly better, and it's going to get better. A quarterback is going to play better every week. It's just going to happen. In our running game, here's the great fake right here. Look at everybody trying to find the football, and then the quarterback throwing a strike out to the outside. Horace Copeland, who's become, or this one's to Lawrence Dawsey. Horace has certainly become our deep threat, though, at the moment. Michael Husted back into the schedule that we know him to have, and that is being able to kick field goals and be very accurate with them. We did a great job of pursuit. There was John Lynch, who sprained his ankle, by the way, during the course of the ball game. We'll see about him next week. But here he is coming up, filling the backside when the cutback starts. You got a guy hitting you just about like a linebacker would hit you.
Green played well today.
He is an excellent running back and going to be with it. He got injured a little bit there at the end. I don't know how badly it was, the injury was. This play right here hurt us during the course of the game. They hit 2 or 3 what we call slant plays, and they hit them at crucial times. And, of course, their field goal kicker was just as good as ours.
But it was big right there. There was the turning point where last week against Cleveland we saw you guys give up the touchdown. There you held them to the field goal, so it's only 9-3 at the half. That was important for at least the momentum sake.
Absolutely. And the ball club going into the halftime was ready to come out. We were 6 points down. We were going to come right back out there. We had the ball and move it right down the field. And we did do some of that, but we couldn't get it in the end zone. Chicago just won the ball game.
We also have to remember this was Leroy Selman Day, honored at halftime with a nice ceremony, and it really got the players going. He came out. You guys introduced him to start the game.
Yep, and he deserved it. What a great person as well as player. And we started out right here. Unfortunately, we didn't get the mark right there, and it looks like a good mark, but we're just a little bit short. We're ready to move down, and we have the illegal procedure, pushed us into a 3rd and 5. Chicago really gambled a little bit on this one. They had somebody going over the top. They anticipated, it's really not a gamble, because they just anticipated that might be the throw that we would come up with, and they guessed absolutely correctly, and popped one through right there and made a quick score happen. And then we came back and threw the next interception. That one really just kind of took some of the steam out, although we didn't quit. This is something that's got to be fixed, and we're going to fix that in a hurry and spend an awful lot of time on it. That's 2 blocked punts. I think in 8 years in Cincinnati, I had 1 punt blocked, and here we've had 2 blocked in 3 games. That's not going to happen anymore. Chicago with their running game created another fumble, opportunities again. We're just going to keep after it. The thing that a good football team does is when they suffer a loss and they feel lousy about it and disappointed, they don't let that affect the next ball game. They keep playing hard during the course of the game like you're seeing here, and they get themselves ready the next week.
Rhett had some holes for him in the second half.
Second half, we had to put the ball up a lot, so we didn't have a lot of chances to run, Eric. I don't think he got but 65 or so yards today, but he's still going to have his big days.
3rd and 10, the completion to Copeland.
3rd and 10, you can see how soft they get on him. He is a scary guy going deep down the field, and teams respect his speed.
Here's the high angle of that play. You can see, watch him take off the defender there. A lot of cushion.
A lot of cushion, and they pretty much know that they can concede the pass, just don't want to give up any kind of a run afterwards. Again, we had to go with a field goal. The reason we went there, that put us in a position with 2 touchdowns and 2 pointers. We had to do that, but we didn't want to come away with nothing at that point. Our defense had to go to work, and here they are, doing a good job, trying to see if they can get the ball back for us one more time.
3rd down, big stop there.
Big
keeps you in the ball
play.
game.
That one kept us in the ball game. And I will just tell you this, you're looking at a football team right here, even though they're down in points, they don't look down in the way they play. And that is one reason I was not disappointed in our football team. I'm disappointed always in scores that don't come our way. But here's another big play, Lamar Thomas. Somebody else just steps up and makes a big play.
Lamar, a lot of questions about him coming in this year, and he's really shown some character. A lot of people were thinking this guy wasn't going to make the team, and he's been playing pretty darn good football.
Well, we knew that we had as good a group of wide receivers as a group as anybody had coming into it, and they all could play in this league. I don't know how the mathematics worked out that people picked him out, but we certainly never picked him out as not being a guy that was going to be a big part of it.
Pursuit on Green here.
A lot of pursuit, and this guy is an awfully good runner. You see, he makes a lot of people miss, but a pursuit just keeps right on coming. Another one of those down around the 5-yard line. I tell you what, I think this season we probably played as well as anybody in the National Football League right at the goal line. We certainly
saw the Trent Dilfer mistakes, and I want to ask you this question. With a young team, with a young guy like Trent Dilfer, as the turnovers begin to mount, is it hard for him to forget it as a young player? Is that something that he is going to learn to be able to put that out of his mind and just go on with the game?
Oh, he'll learn to do it because we're not going to dwell on it. We're certainly not going to. There's one thing that does no good is when you make a mistake. If you make a mistake and you just have somebody point at you and tell you you made a mistake. Well, crud, I knew that before you told me. Right. You don't have to tell me that. But show me how we can correct that mistake. Now you start to win the next game.
Time now for the You-Say play of the game, and for that we head to the second quarter. At that time, Chicago led 3-0. Artie Nickerson lays the hit on Rashawn Salam.
Big hit. Salam's going to be a fine running back in this league.
Lonnie Martz recovers the football, and at that point, that's where your defense is getting you guys in the ball game. And we've talked about that before. Your defense has to keep things intact and keep this team going in the right direction.
Yeah, and we knew that going in, that early in the season, and we're still 3 games into the season, that our defense really had to, we say win the ball game for us. What that means is keep the score down so that we don't have to have a high offensive production day in order to win. And they've done their part of it. The offense is going to catch up.
Time now to hear what the players have to say. We'll hear from the locker room, and Michael Houston will join us live on the set when the Whites Report continues. Get it in here with a new GMC. Joining us now, Michael Houston, the kicker, 3rd year out of Virginia, and coming into this season, I know you had a great rookie year last year. I know we talked off the air, things weren't up to maybe your standards, and now you're back on track, it seems.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to this season. I knew what I had to do coming in this season to help this be an integral part of this team to make us a winner this year. And I took it upon myself to really work hard in the offseason and the preseason to get ready for the opening day.
Today you came into the ball game, booted 2 from beyond 40 yards, 1 at 43, 1 at 40. That's the type of thing, obviously, that's going to build your confidence and keep this team in the ball games early on.
Most definitely. I think there's a lot of skepticism this year with my 40-and-out field goal attempts, and I knew there was. And I've made a conscious effort this offseason to work on those and to do better this year. And whenever I give the opportunity, or I'm given the opportunity to go in there and play well and kick a field goal, I'm going to try to make the most of it.
Now you can see that here you take a look at the kicks. What you can't see right there is that it was a fairly gusty wind down there, and the kickoffs, of course, sometimes you get a little bit of help. But we took the wind. We thought this one is all the way to the back line. Yeah. All he needs is either a still wind or a little tailwind, and he can do that. But I always ask Michael before the game, which way do you want to kick? And he and Reggie Roby talked it over, and you told me to go away from our locker room.
Yeah, that's the way the direction the wind was going at the time. But after the coin toss and lining up, the wind had switched directions, and it was in our face at that time.
Yeah, it was really twisting, and it was twisting when he was kicking those field goals, too. So at that point, you've got to kick a good, true end-over-end strong kick to get it through, and he did it.
Talked to George Stewart after the game. Wasn't happy with the way this special teams unit has gone together as a whole after 3 games. You're a part of that unit. Your thoughts?
Well, we're definitely one of the better special teams in the NFL. I firmly believe that. We've had 2 or 3 plays the last 2 games that have really hurt us and have showed up in the scoreboard. But it's something that we can't come through. It's something that we're not going to be able to get through with. We know what we're capable of, and it's just something that we have to get a gut check individually on special teams and come through and make sure that we play solid football for the rest of the season.
As a young guy that's been here now 3 years, talk about the change. Sam alluded to it earlier in the show of how you guys are taking each step, losses and wins. I mean, I know the first win against Philly, there wasn't too much jubilance. You knew you guys still had 15 more to go. How are you guys responding?
Well, every loss definitely hurts. I think a couple of years back, as mentioned, you say, oh, well, as long as we play the game close enough, we came out okay. But I think every player believes that we can win every game that's on our schedule this year. And so every loss hurts. The last 2 weeks has been painful, but it hasn't been disheartening because we know that we could have and should have won those games. It's just a matter of everything clicking and realizing that soon enough that we're going to win these games and we're going to be on top of our game.
I tell you, there are a lot of stories in the National Football League. I can name you a couple of Super Bowl runs where teams started out 1-2, 2-4, something like that, and then went on to win their division and in 2 cases that I was a part of, win Super Bowls, be a part of the Super Bowl, win one and play in another one. the early part of the season, there's, you're going to be up and down and you're going to be disappointed and happy, but you're not out of anything at this point. All you're doing is you're jockeying for position for the long run, and it is a marathon. This is not a sprint in the National Football League.
Time now to check out what went on in the post-game locker room. We begin with Reggie Roby, who had the key block back in the second half.
It's not the end of the world, please. Block punt resulting in a touchdown. That happens, every 4 years? We don't have to worry about that anymore. See, so that's the way I look at it. I take the blame. The only thing I can do is just get the ball off faster.
We don't care if the defense has to win or the offense wins it for us. Neither one played well enough to win today. And, no matter which way it happens, it's got to happen. So the offense was struggling a bit today, but that means I guess we got to step it up and cover the hole.
We really waited till the second half to play football. We have a very good team. We have a better enough team to go out there in the first half and make something happen. Have fun in the second half. And that's not no fun playing catch-up the entire game. He had a sellout crowd here. 74,000 came out here to see it, and it's like we just disappointed.
I talked to people talk up in Chicago, Marty Carter in particular, saying that this offense, if you hold them off the gates early on, that with the young team, it's hard to get the wheels going. Do you feel that happened today?
Oh, I think winning locker rooms have all the answers. My response to that. Offenses can explode at any time, and this offense can explode at any time. I think your best day, though, happens when your first drive is successful. You get something done. You control the clock. You get 3 points, 7 points. That's your best day. From that point forward, the confidence is already there.
We talked about the 7 turnovers in the game, 4 of those coming off the arm of Trent Dilfer. Rob Stone took a look at Trent Dilfer's day at Tampa Stadium.
Unfortunately, the story today at Tampa Stadium, Trent Dilfer's tough performance. After 2 weeks, he had 3 INTs. Today, 4 interceptions, just 11 completions, and he was benched. Mama said there'd be days like these.
I honestly can tell you, I don't think I've ever felt this lousy after a sporting event in my life. I had tons of confidence going in. I had an idea of what they were going to do. I was prepared for them doing something I didn't think they were going to do. And I just played awful.
As bad as his day was and as hard as Trent took the loss, he was still able to take a step forward in the maturity department.
Because I'm young, there's going to be coaches and players. They're going to say, take it easy on Trent, give him a break, this and that. I think there's times where a guy's got to stand up and just take it on his shoulders. And I honestly believe we win that football game if I don't play as bad as I play. If I just play average, we win that football game.
He took it pretty hard.
Yeah, well, competitors take it that hard. That's the way they're supposed to if they're competitors and if they're winners. That you just saw the trait of a winner.
All right, Michael, we want to thank you for stopping by. Thanks for dressing up.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
It's the best I've seen him.
We'll see you next week against Washington. Coming up, the Coach's Clicker segment. That when the Whites Report rolls on. Time now for the Coach's Clicker. You're set and ready to go?
All set. Here we go. And the first one is a third down and long situation, and we call this eagle personnel. If you can see in the shot right there that we've got 3 receivers, 2 to the bottom of the screen and 1 up at the top of the screen. And the 3 receivers are running down the field. 2 of them are crossing, 1 short and 1 long. It sets up the pass right behind. I'm going to slow it down so that you can see as it comes through. Can't quite slow it down enough, I guess. But that's Courtney Hawkins, and he's coming through the deep. It was third down and about 16 or 17 yards, and we pick up the yardage. What you're trying to do is with the underneath guy, you're controlling the linebackers and making them open up a hole in behind. Now we come back with 3 tight ends in the ball game, forcing them to defend that. Hand off to Eric Rett. You can see the gaping hole right there that he had to run through all the way to the safety before they made the hit. Big yardage. That was the drive that we really had things going because the running game by itself, we left 3 tight ends in the ball game and marched right down the field. And then remember that series ended when we completed a pass to Courtney Hawkins, and it was just one of those freak fumbles where he's running and the ball just catches the side of his arm and pops out. And Chicago, fortunate for them, they have somebody running right by at the right time and catches it on the fly.
Time now for the Russell Athletic Question of the Week, and they want to talk about the offense.
Hey, Coach, my name's Matt. I'm from Tampa, and you got a great defense, but what happened to the offense today?
Well, Matt, we didn't have a good enough offense, and the offense was moving in times where we stopped ourselves with turnovers. And anytime your confidence is shaken a little bit, with an interception, the next time you're a little bit more hesitant maybe, or if there's a fumble and you get moving down the field, but the fumble stops that drive, everyone wonders, well, what the heck is going on? The one thing that was good about our offense, good about the whole team, defense supporting the offense and the special teams, was that even though the offense didn't get it in the end zone, they showed that they could move the ball. We threw it deep down the field. We ran the ball well. We threw the short passes, not as well as we've got to throw.
Still, as we look at the NFC Central standings, you're 1-2, and a win next week against Washington puts you right back up near the top.
You know, as lousy as we feel, and believe me, we're looking up at the bottom. That's how bad you feel in this business. Next week, victory over Washington. We're 2-2. Might still be one spot out, but with the whole season left ahead. It's way early, and we're playing still good enough football that the mistakes that we're making, once corrected, will put us in the win.
You played Washington twice last year. They come in next week to Tampa Stadium. I'm sure another big crowd will be there. They had a game against Denver today where they showed some character. This is a young team that is building and moving in the right direction.
Absolutely. We thought they were good last year, and they were going to be better this season. We beat them twice last season, both of them pretty good football games. But we've got them at home, and we will be rebounding, and we'll be trying to make amends for things that didn't go right today.
Well, we'll see you right back here next Sunday night for the White Report. We'll see you, too. Tune in, 11 o'clock next Sunday night for the White Report. So long, everyone. Take care of the Washington Redskins, 14-6. They are now 2-2 on the season. The story's up next on the White Report.